Hello and welcome to the Intermittent Fasting Gems with Jen podcast. I'm your host, Jen, a middle-aged Michigan mama, wife, and teacher who in 2021 stumbled upon this crazy cool thing called intermittent fasting. And before I knew it, I'd lost 46 pounds in 4 months and gained an incredible lifestyle filled with complete food freedom. If you're hungry for unique, no-nonsense fasting tips that actually work, you're in the right place. So whether you're walking the dog, folding that last load of laundry, or cruising to your 9 to 5, let's start fasting our way to freedom together. Hey there, fasting friends. If you're new to the show, thanks so much for being here today. And if you're a loyal listener, I love you and appreciate you more than you know. Okay, so in 2021, I made 2 life-changing discoveries. The first one, of course, was learning about the amazing intermittent fasting lifestyle and starting my life-changing journey. The second, however, was signing up with the meal delivery service Green Chef. First off, I want to say I am in no way affiliated with or sponsored by Green Chef. However, I wouldn't turn them down if they came to me and said, hey, let's strike up a deal. Anyways, all of my info today is purely coming from personal experience and from my true love for Green Chef and how this meal delivery service has greatly enhanced my intermittent fasting experience and my journey. Now, there are a lot of awesome meal delivery services out there. So in this episode today, I will be highlighting 10 incredible ways that a meal delivery service really can help you reach your intermittent fasting, weight loss, and success goals. All right, let's get started. Reason number 1 is affordability. For years, I had heard about people who'd used a meal delivery service, and I guess I just assumed that this was a service reserved for rich or very well-off people only. Surely I wouldn't be able to afford a meal delivery service on a teacher's salary, but once the pandemic hit, I became desperate, and I was really stressed, and I was like, I'm ready for something new, something that didn't require me to waste gas by heading to the germ-infested grocery store. We were all freaked out about touching the food and going to the grocery store. And I needed to provide for my family because my son was home from high school. My daughter was home after her first year of college was interrupted by the coronavirus. So I needed a change. And let's just say my eyes were opened wide. And the more research I did, the more I realized just how affordable a meal service really is. I have tracked my grocery spending, and I now literally save hundreds of dollars each month. Now, I don't save as much now because it's just my husband and I, but when I first started, I was feeding a family of 4. My 2 children are grown and out, and it's just my husband and I, but I still save so much money. Once I added up how much I was spending on groceries, not to mention all of the leftover wasted food from those meals that I made every night, to make those 3 weekly meals for my family. And then I just compared it to the cost of the 3 dinner delivery meals that I started getting. I really realized what an extreme cost savings it was. So I was, like I said, very hesitant for a really long time. And I had those preconceived thoughts that, no, I'd never be able to afford a meal delivery service. But that absolutely is not true. Reason number 2, and this is a big one, convenience. OMG, I love, love, love the convenience of a meal delivery system. It is so comforting to know that every Thursday afternoon, without fail, a box of deliciousness will be dropped off on my front porch. Each meal comes packaged in its own eco-friendly brown bag, and it takes takes me less than a minute to pop the bags into the fridge and the meat into the freezer. And the best part is that it saves me a ton of time on decision making. Being able to come straight home after a long day of teaching and not have to worry about what I'm going to make for dinner, absolutely priceless. And another thing I love about it is if we're going to be on vacation or out of town and I need to pause our delivery service for any reason whatsoever, all I have to do is log into the website, click skip, and I'm all set. My account isn't charged, delivery is skipped, and then I can just easily resume my service when I want or I need to with a simple click of a button once we're back in town or back from vacation or whatever that may be. Reason number 3 is deliciousness. The serious yum factor of these meals is completely off the charts. I am not kidding you. Each week, I am consistently impressed by the fresh ingredients that are packed inside each bag, the quality of the meat, vegetables, spices, and sauces. Truly phenomenal. I honestly feel like I'm eating at a gourmet restaurant each night when I sit down to eat my glorious dinner. And since I'm OMAD or one meal a day most of the time, I want that one big meal of mine to be incredible. And I never have to worry about that because it really always is with my meal delivery service. Reason number 4, sustainable weight loss. So it was April of 2020, and that is when our family of 4 decided to give meal delivery service a try for the first time. We signed up with the company HelloFresh, and we fell in love with it right away. We stayed with HelloFresh for about 10 months and enjoyed it very much. However, I wasn't losing much weight. And that's when we kind of fast forward to January of 2021 when I discovered intermittent fasting and started on my journey. Most of you know this, but once I started my fasting journey, I also began eating low carb as part of my weight loss journey there. So the meat and vegetable quality was fantastic, but almost every HelloFresh meal at that time came with potatoes or rice, both of which I avoided during my IF journey. So I did some searching and I found Green Chef, which is actually owned by HelloFresh. Green Chef offered meal options that had so much variety, including keto options, paleo, and vegetarian. Even though I wasn't counting macros or following what you would say a strict keto diet, I knew that the keto meals would be low carb and that they would match up well with what I was trying to accomplish with my intermittent fasting and weight loss goals. Anyways, long story short, we switched to Green Chef. And with the help of this meal delivery service, I went on to lose 46 pounds in just 4 months. And the best part is that it's been something sustainable and consistent that's helped me to keep that weight off for the last 4+ years. So yes, I absolutely attribute a great deal of my weight loss and weight maintenance success to using a meal delivery service, especially Green Chef. That one worked for me. I hope they never go out of business because I truly plan to stay with them and continue meal delivery services until I die or I can't cook for myself anymore. So reason number 5 is simplicity. Okay, warning, incoming overused corny teacher phrase about to be used, but honestly, I love how easy peasy lemon squeezy having a meal delivery service is. It significantly reduces my dinner-related stress, and it makes mealtime truly hassle-free. Let's just say I wasn't exactly born with the most dominant domestic gene. So much so that my mother-in-law, Sharon, who is an awesome cook and housekeeper, she was a bit worried at the beginning of my marriage to her son So worried that she thought she should buy me, and she did, all sorts of pampered chef tools and kitchen gadgets to help me up my domestic game and provide well for her son. So all my birthday and Christmas gifts were tons of great pampered chef tools from my mother-in-law. I love you, Sharon. You're the best. But anyways, I've been lacking that domestic gene. I gotta say though, I have really gotten better in the kitchen over the years, but after Green Chef, my kitchen abilities exploded with the help of the beautiful, full color, step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipe card that they put in your box every week. It makes dinner a breeze to make. And honestly, I can't help but be a rock star in the kitchen now. So I may have already mentioned this, but all of the ingredients come pre-portioned, which significantly reduces wasted food. And most meals can be easily made in just 20 to 30 minutes. Boom. That's it. 20 to 30 minutes. You're in there, get it done. It's on your table. You're enjoying. So I put all of my awesome meal cards that they send in this big binder. And then it's really cool because you have an instant, super healthy weight loss cookbook for years to come. And you can remake all of your favorites. Yes, it's simple, simple, simple. Easy peasy. Reason number 6, satisfaction. The satisfaction of having a meal delivery system really is unbelievable. I leave the dinner table every single night feeling completely satisfied. How satisfied? I'm going to answer with a quote that my son, who will soon be 21, oh, how can that be? A quote that my son said after his very first day of kindergarten when he came home and I asked him how his day was. He said, "Well, Mom, if I had 100 thumbs, they would all be up." I love that quote by him. I still have that hanging up in my office, my PE office. So yes, meal delivery services can be so satisfying. And although I've only had experience with HelloFresh and Green Chef, there are a ton of meal delivery services out there, and I am sure that most of them are probably fantastic. So do a little research on your own, find out which one works best for you, and give it a try. Moving on to reason number 7, they are healthy. I just love knowing that the meals that I'm eating are super healthy and that they include foods that help me maintain not only my weight, but my overall good health. The built-in portion control is another major bonus that helps keep me on track with my intermittent fasting weight loss and my journey. And I am certain that my taste buds have absolutely changed for the better too, because now I seriously only crave healthy, nutrient-filled, delicious foods that fuel my body. All right, number 8, variety. I love this one. They say that variety is the spice of life, and Green Chef's meal service does not disappoint when it comes to variety. I really am blown away by the many food options. There are still some that we haven't even tried, and we've been doing this for years now. So sometimes I find myself dreaming about their pork tenderloin meals. The pork tenderloin, and I was never a pork person, really, until I started with a meal delivery. But, Green Chef's pork tenderloin meals, so good. I know, it's weird, but they are really, really good. I also love that I can just hop on my computer and then choose from dozens of different meals each week. You can switch it up. You can, if you're not feeling meaty for the week, you can, pick more vegetarian, or I can just go in there and hand select them. It's really actually fun to do. We are on the 3 meals a week plan. That works for us. It's just my husband and I. And then we take turns picking and choosing our favorites and picking out our upcoming menu for the next week. We usually go in there, plan it out, and I think they let you pick it. It's like 4 or 5 maybe 6 weeks in advance. So we just go in, set our choices for the next, 4 or 5 weeks. And it's kind of fun to do. Just sit down and do together. It doesn't take long. And I don't know, it's fun. It's the little things when you get older. Reason number 9 is quality. Okay, so the meals, they're not just delicious, but the quality really is amazing. The meat, vegetables, spices, sauces, seriously, second to none. We have ordered over 300 meals now from Green Chef, and I swear to you, we have literally almost loved every single one of them. There have been a few that have been like, yeah, those weren't our favorites, but honestly, there's never been one that we're like, we can't finish, and we're like, oh, this is nasty. They're all just so good. And we have made it to reason number 10. I have become a cooking queen. And actually, I don't mean to brag, but especially since I already mentioned this a few minutes ago, but I really must say, with the help of meal delivery services, I really have become a pretty darn good cook. And you can too. So if you're like, I'm not so awesome in the kitchen, if I can do it, you can do it. It's like getting a super fun cooking lesson each night. Super fun and simple cooking lesson each night. And I really have learned so many unique, simple cooking tips, tricks, and fancy techniques that I was completely clueless about for most of my adult life. My poor husband, he's suffered through some fairly awful dinners for the first 2 decades of our marriage, but things have definitely improved and they are really looking up. So now I thoroughly enjoy my time in the kitchen, and it's not long. Like I said, it takes 20 to 30 minutes to make these meals. I dance around the kitchen while I'm listening and singing to my favorite country music, or maybe some Maroon 5. I like Maroon 5. And I'm sipping on my apple cider vinegar fast breaking drink while I make dinner for my family. And it's actually pretty fun. It's a pretty perfect stress relieving end to my teaching day activity too. So, all right. So what do you say if you are looking to up your intermittent fasting game? A meal delivery service might just be the IF tip that tips the scales for you and gets you back on track. Especially if you're coming off a summer, like me, of indulgences and all that laid back stuff that comes with vacations and routines that are a little bit lax during those summer months. If you are looking to lose weight, get healthy, save some money, save some time, reduce stress, and start eating like a king or queen every single night, give meal delivery a go. I am certain that it will be a life-changing decision that will improve the quality of your life and your IF success. Remember, if you're ready to take the IF plunge, you can get my intermittent fasting and weight loss masterclass for just $39 when you use the code GEMS10 at checkout. And let's see, I guess that's about it. All right. So thanks again for hanging out with me today. I've had a great time, and I really do hope to catch you in the next episode. Until then, spread plenty of kindness all day long. Have an awesome day. Hey, thank you so much for choosing to spend part of your day listening to this episode of the Intermittent Fasting Gems with Jen podcast. If you think these tips could help a friend or a family member, please consider sharing this episode with them. And if you really enjoyed the show, taking a minute or two to leave a positive review would be so appreciated. Tune in for new 15 to 25-minute episodes released on the 10th, 20th, and 30th of each month. Episodes will feature solo shows filled with IF hacks that have worked for me, as well as episodes where I get to chat with fun folks of all ages who've experienced incredible success with intermittent fasting. If you have questions or want more unique intermittent fasting health and weight loss tips, tricks, and recipes, please visit my website and blog at sowhatifwithjen.com. Finally, we'd love to welcome you into our free intermittent fasting Facebook support group, So What If with Jen. Find all of these links in the show notes below. And as always, I hope you spend your day loving without fear and laughing until your cheeks hurt.